Hey, this is sudden, but I can't do it. I'm tired of it. Let's break up.
My name is Sean. I am currently being broken up with. In fact, I was going to propose to her today. We had a fun date earlier, and now she is breaking up with me.
I've thought about it a lot, but I still think you and I should break up. You are a nice guy, but you're just not right for me. I'm bored.
What? Why?
Because these days dating is all about cheap places and close proximity. Did you think I was enjoying myself?
That's because I was trying not to spend too much money.
I got tired of being poor like that.
No, it's not that. I was thinking about my future with you, so I decided not to spend too much money now.
What do you mean, future? Don't blame me for your future. I'll tell you what, your clothes are plain. You should pay a little more attention to me.
I don't like to wear too flashy clothes. They are too expensive.
I wanted you to be fashionable too. Even if I dress up, it's meaningless if you are plain. I don't think you and I have the same values. Don't you agree?
I knew that she had always wanted to be a celebrity. When we first started dating, she was so excited and happy when I bought her a brand new bag. It was cute. But last year, her parents became executives at a big company. Somewhere around that time, the number of brand name goods I didn't know about began to increase. These days, she seems to be fond of high-end, fancy, brand name clothes. She also has tasteful accessories that match her outfits, all brand name. It was true that, compared to them, I was a humble existence. I always wanted to make you happy. Isn't that awful?
Anyway, I've already decided. Let's say goodbye today. Actually, I've been asked to go out with someone. I don't want to get married anymore unless he's rich. He is rich, has good taste, and has values that match mine. Do you understand? He is a rich man. I'm sorry, but I've decided to switch.
Do you really want to be that rich?
Well, that's the way it is, isn't it? I just chose the right person for me.
Well, I understand.
But, well, we were lovers for 2 years, and I'll say thank you just the same. And goodbye. Don't ever appear in front of me again. Bye.
With that, she left her seat. The sound of her heels moving away remained in my ears. A half-drunk Moscow Mule remained on the table, and the color of lipstick on the straw stung my eyes. I kept looking out the window at the spinning lights of the Skytree. The only thing that remained was the realization that she had dumped me. She and I were in the same company, 2 years my junior. We became friends because I was in charge of training her when she was new. I fell in love with her. She confessed her feelings to me, and we started dating. After 2 years of dating, I seriously thought about marrying her and worked hard to save my own life and save for the future. My life became more modest, but I was able to persevere when I thought about her. Finally, I almost reached my goal amount, and I made up my mind to propose to her. To propose, I made a reservation at a cave bar with a beautiful night view from inside. Today was supposed to be the best day of my life, but on the contrary, it turned out to be the worst day of my life. The next day was Sunday, but I couldn't recover from a day or so off. I had some work left to do, so I managed to get to work, but I was dizzy and kept making mistakes at work, so the section manager was worried and asked me to take a half day off. The days of depression continued. Then one day, I received a notice for a reunion of my local junior high school. I thought it would be a nice change of pace, so I decided to attend. I hadn't been home for a while, and my parents' house is about a 3-hour train ride away. It is an ordinary farmhouse around here. My brother and his wife have taken over the family. I sometimes come to help them with the farm work. It has been a long time since I have been back to my hometown, and I feel much better. My mother's country cooking was delicious. After the meal, I took a rest. My father called me to come over. I was resting after the meal when my father called up to me. I sat down on the balcony with him, wondering what he was talking about. My father invited me to come over, but he just kept blowing smoke without saying a word. My mother brought me a cold drink. When I finished my 3rd cigarette, I started talking in a whisper.
Junior high school reunion. How long has it been?
The last time we had one was when we got together after the coming of age ceremony. Since? I see. Dad lit his fourth cigarette. You don't look so buoyant about it. Aren't you having fun? I don't know. I've been looking forward to it. You're not smiling at all, but I can tell even without talking to you, because your face has always been so easy to see. Oh my God. Is there really nothing? Is it something you can't talk about? Well, this is a pathetic story, but the girlfriend I was dating dumped me. I was thinking of getting married. I was pretty depressed. I couldn't sleep. I had no appetite. Well, that's really pathetic. So, are you going to get back on your feet? I was dumped on the day I was about to propose. That's the worst. I feel like I've fallen into the abyss. Waha, that's a disaster, isn't it? Well, cheer up. Hey, it's not funny. People are seriously depressed. That's no consolation. In a long life, many things happen. This is life too. That's right. You fall down 7 times and get up 8 times, right? That's not quite right. In short, when there are bad things, there are also good things. I wonder if there will be any good things in the future. You have to move first. If you are at the bottom of the abyss now, there is no going back down. Now all you have to do is crawl up from there and start walking. Well, I think I'm at rock bottom right now. But for now, I'm thinking of quitting my current company and looking for a new job. Well, do as you please. Well, if you try your best and it doesn't work out, you can come back. That's what a hometown is all about. After saying that, my father said, I'm going to take a bath. He encouraged me in his own way. When I returned to Tokyo, I thought about quitting my current company and starting something new. The next day was the junior high school reunion. Nostalgic faces gathered at a large izakaya Japanese-style pub in the countryside, and the reunion was a lot of fun. I was still feeling down about my breakup with my girlfriend, but everyone talked to me without hesitation.
You haven't seen me in a long time, but you don't have that look on your face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've had some things happen in Tokyo.
What? By the look on your face, you got dumped by a girl, didn't you?
Oh my God, you hit the nail on the head.
I see. Well, I won't ask you for details, but just brooding about it isn't going to solve the problem. Time doesn't stop. Look at me. I want you to move forward, even if it's just to be swept away. Maybe I'm moving too fast, but my hair's lagging behind.
That's just a young bald man. Everyone laughed hysterically. I also had a good laugh after a long time.
Well, what the hell? I know you must be frustrated and sad, but your life is not over yet.
If you're frustrated, be a man enough to laugh and look back at that woman. Well, I'll become a man who can make a harem anyway.
Yes, that's the spirit. And I'd like to ask you a question. If you can make a harem, just one of you can share it with me.
You, back. I pointed my finger, and my friend turned around.
Behind, geese. Really? You were thinking like that? How dare you say that in front of such a pretty wife? Oh no, my wife was here today.
His wife is a classmate. He married her after a big love affair. Stupid guy. The reunion somehow turned into a meeting to cheer me up. I got a lot of pats on the back and encouragement from everyone. They were all good guys. I laughed and cried a little. Right, let's forget about it. With my dad's pole encouragement and my friend's encouragement, I made up my mind to move on. I was able to change my mind and went back to New York. A few years passed. After I broke up with my girlfriend, I changed my job and started working in a different industry. I was introduced to a restaurant through a business relationship. It is a little bit old-fashioned restaurant. I like the personality of the master, who has a stern face, and his courteous manner, which does not match his face, so I have been patronizing the restaurant recently. I entered the restaurant because I wanted to eat good food for the first time in a while. When I opened the door, "Welcome," I heard the master's cheerful voice. When our eyes meet, he smiles with just his mouth. It was the best greeting I could get from the unfriendly master. I found an empty seat and sat down at the counter. "Sean, it's been a while. I've been busy lately, sorry.
If you're busy, that's fine. So what do you want to do today?
The usual. And beer.
Yes, sir.
As I watched the master begin to cook with a familiar hand, the door opened. It seemed that a customer had entered. The restaurant seems to be prospering as usual. I was about to ask, by the way, master, how are you doing? I was about to ask him.
Excuse me.
I heard a woman's voice from right behind me. I reflexively turned around and saw a familiar face. It was my ex-girlfriend.
I knew it. It's Sean. Why are you here?
Suddenly, we were united. We looked at each other in surprise. I was surprised to see her again after a long time, but I was even more surprised by the transformation of my ex-girlfriend. She was much more sparkling than before. To be honest, I felt vulgar, and her perfume smelled strong. I was surprised. Of course, you're here to have dinner, right? I replied, taking a sip of beer and looking away. After confirming that it was me, she smiled and started talking about something she neither heard nor wanted to hear.
You seem to have a little better taste than you used to. Whatever.
I ignored her.
My current boyfriend is the president. This is a place for rich people like me and my boyfriend who is the president. It's not right for a poor person like you to be here. Besides, this restaurant is expensive. Are you sure you can afford it?
The master is cooking with a sour look on his face. It seems that my ex-girlfriend is not a welcome guest. I can't believe I was thinking of proposing to a woman like that. A little self-deprecation crosses my mind. Oh, I see. But I make enough money to eat the food here. It's none of your business. I can't even be bothered to reply. Beer tastes bad. There were so many things I wanted to argue with her, but I felt bad if I bothered the master or the restaurant. So I just kept quiet and drank my beer while watching the master cook over the counter. I decided to pause on the story of my ex-girlfriend, which I don't really care about now. It would make the food taste bad. Then I heard the door open, and a lanky man with gold-rimmed glasses entered. He was wearing a very expensive suit.
Oh, it's late.
My ex-girlfriend spoke in a sweet voice as she turned to the entrance. Is this my ex-girlfriend's boyfriend?
It can't be helped. I'm calling for an important business meeting. Have you finished ordering?
The man answered with a quick lift of his glasses.
I hadn't done so yet. Master, I'll leave the dinner course to you. And 2 beers, please.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, this is my ex-girlfriend's boyfriend. My ex-girlfriend, sitting at the same counter, turns to me and speaks triumphantly.
This is my boyfriend, Carlos. He is the president of XY Corporation. He was featured in an economic magazine the other day.
The man raised his glasses and snickered as if to match his ex-girlfriend's story.
Hi.
In a single word, he was not a nice guy. I was annoyed by his words, but I decided to say hello to him as well. I turned to her boyfriend and said, "My name is Sean." "Hello." I looked closely at her boyfriend's face and it looked kind of familiar, but not quite. My ex-girlfriend introduced me to her boyfriend with a grin.
This guy is Sean. He was my ex-boyfriend. He was my senior at work, and he confessed to me that he was dating me. But this guy was poor and too plain to suit me, so I broke up with him. Well, you are her ex-boyfriend? You weren't the right person for her. That's too bad.
And they left to sit at a table behind us, laughing. Disgusting. What a jerk. A few minutes later, the master brought out sauteed clams. I didn't order this, did I?
It's from the customer who just came in. It's a sign of closeness or something. Would you like to allow it?
No, I'll take it. I was so angry that I ate it all at once. I went to their seats to thank them. I got it. Thank you very much.
No, I'm just thanking you because I heard she used to take care of you. Wasn't it delicious? And, with all due respect, you don't often get a chance to come to a restaurant like this. Enjoy yourself.
What a sarcastic clown to no end, I thought. I was about to go back to my seat, thinking that I had done my duty, when he looked at me seriously for some reason. He's a creepy guy, I thought. And then he looked at me. I was thinking,
Sean.
I was thinking that. And then he mumbled,
Sean.
What the hell is this guy? Now he's calling me out. As I was thinking that, the man's face turned blue and his mouth was moving. I remembered that XY Corporation was one of our subcontractors. Actually, after I was dumped by my ex-girlfriend, I started a new business with the money from our marriage. I worked hard with the intention of being reborn. As a result, although I had a hard time, I was able to ride the current trend and grow. And now the company has annual sales of several billions of dollars and more than 200 employees. He was the president of XY Corporation. I believe that XY Corporation's predecessor recently retired and his idiot son became the second president. I remember the Economic magazine featured an article about the change of president. It was a small article. From our point of view, they are one of our many clients, but from their point of view, we account for more than half of their sales. They should be one of our best customers. Well, it is not a necessary business partner, and there are many other companies that can take its place. I was thinking we should consider stopping doing business with them, since they have not had a good reputation since the president changed. I don't like this guy.
Excuse me, aren't you Mr. Sean, the president of A Corporation?
The man asked fearfully. Yes, I am. It is indeed our company. You are the president of XY. I believe you are our business partner, aren't you? We met several times, but I am sorry for forgetting.
Oh yes, I am always grateful for your business. I am Carlos of XY Corporation, which is doing business with your company. I was not aware that President Sean was a patron of this store. I am very sorry for being so impudent.
No, it was delicious. Thank you for the food. Besides, I'm in private now, and I heard you are on a date too, so please don't mind me. As soon as he found out who I was, his attitude changed drastically. He seems to be the idiot president of the company, just like the rumors say. I said, and I'm sorry to be so blunt, but I'd like to talk business with you soon, so I'll have my secretary call you later. I was just thinking that I would like to review the contract.
Yes. I am waiting to hear from you. I am sorry, but I just remembered something I have to do, so I will leave you now.
I see. It's hard work until this late, isn't it? Well, I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. The man began to get ready to leave. His glasses were about to fall off the edge. This is where my ex-girlfriend interrupted.
Hey, Sean is the president now. No way. That's impossible.
Unfortunately, it's true. It's just as I just told him.
But I can't believe Carlos' company subcontracted the work. How much is Sean's annual income now?
I was stunned that she was talking about money after all this time. But since I was going through the trouble, I told her. I live in a tower apartment in New York and own a Mercedes-Benz and a Ferrari. This suit is custom made of the highest quality. I also invest in stocks, and I've been making a lot of money here lately. It's better than it used to be.
No way. I didn't know. If I had known this would happen, I would not have left you.
What the hell is wrong with her? This woman sees people only in terms of money. I quit my job after that and started my business using the money I had saved for the future.
Oh no, you were so plain and po.
Indeed, you know. It was really a good decision not to pursue a future with you at that time. Thank you for rejecting me at that time. Well, thanks to that, I was able to change. And here I am now. And I'm glad you got a rich boyfriend, too.
Damn.
My ex-girlfriend's face turned bright red and started to tremble. She looked like she was about to cry. She silently got up and left without waiting for Carlos. Carlos seemed to want to say, "Excuse me," and chased after his ex-girlfriend with a perky smile on his face. This guy's face was very pale. That XY company won't last long. Finally, the restaurant went quiet. Master, I'm sorry for making a fuss.
Was that Sean's ex-girlfriend? That's Sean's ex-girlfriend, isn't it? She came to see us several times, and I'm sorry to say it, but her perfume always smelled so strong. We, as a restaurant, were thinking, give us a break.
He was a junior employee of my former company, and that was a long time ago. I feel like punching myself back then.
I see. Sean must have had a hard time too.
Well, I guess so. But thanks to you, I could come to this restaurant. So the result is all right. The master grinned unusually. I answered with a grin, too. To the master, I said, I'll be back again, and left the restaurant. Today's food was the best I've ever tasted.